Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to be reviewing Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon for the Nintendo Switch. So now let's start with the basics. This game is a roguelite puzzler, and it will be releasing on December 13th of 2021. It will be selling on the Nintendo Switch eShop for $19.99. It is a game that is published by Yacht Club Games, yet it was developed by Vine. And finally, it has a download size of 338 megabytes. Now the question we're going to ask is, will this new puzzling adventure lead Shovel Knight to newfound success? Well, let's find out. And don't forget, as you're watching the video, if you do like the content, to please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. Now if we begin with the storyline. One night, as Shovel Knight is resting, he gets awoken by a strange cube, and upon examining the cube, he gets pulled into it. When he wakes, he finds out that he and most of the characters we know from his world have been trapped within the cube. With the aid of Puzzle Knight, you will build up your campsite and try to solve the mysteries, keeping them trapped, and ultimately try to defeat the Pocket Dungeon Master. The storyline is simple, yet presented in a very charming and whimsical way, as we have come to expect from the Shovel Knight series, with plenty of humor. Each character you will encounter and dialogue with will give you a few little extra elements of the mystery surrounding this world. For a puzzle roguelite, this fits in nicely. Now let's jump straight into the gameplay, because there's quite a bit to go over. Shovel Knight offers a few different game modes, however, the main highlight will most likely be the adventure mode. In this mode, you will be adventuring through multiple levels in an effort to unlock the mysteries behind this mysterious puzzle world. You also have the choice of two gameplay styles, single stock or unlimited stock. In single stock, as soon as you lose all your HP, your run is over in typical roguelike fashion. In unlimited stock, it is rather when your game screen fills with blocks that your run ends, more alike to a puzzle game. Now both modes have their strategies and advantages, but for most, the infinite stock mode will be the more approachable of the two. You can also freely switch between the two in between each of your runs. The main goal of each level is to survive till the door item drops, obtain the key, and complete the level. In the meanwhile, to survive, you'll be destroying blocks and enemies, collecting items, relics, and gems, the game's main currency. There are also bonus areas to uncover with sub-objectives such as clearing all the enemies. Every few levels, you'll also be met with a boss confrontation after completing the main puzzle, where you have to defeat the foe. Most of these will result in unlocking that character for future use. The game has more than 10 alternate characters to unlock, each with their own unique playstyle, some much more polarizing than others. In between runs, there are also a few things to do at base camp, such as converse with the unlocked and persistent characters that will often offer gameplay tips, as well as purchasing additional relics that will then start appearing in future runs. Some of these will have powerful synergies with the different characters and is the main element aiding in further progression. You can also purchase the ability to skip levels and start further down the adventure, but this is a double-edged sword, as you will face greater challenges without having picked up relics to aid you from the easier levels. There are a couple of other game modes available, among which are the daily challenges, which are more of an online leaderboard, where, as the name suggests, will vary on a daily basis. For the moment, since we're in pre-release, there weren't many people active to compare to. And finally, there is the Versus mode, which is basically like a traditional puzzle multiplayer, where eliminating blocks from your side will send them to the opponents, and the last one standing wins. Overall, I was very impressed with the gameplay loop that skirts the line of challenge and approachability masterfully. The constant unlocking of new relics and characters really makes for a rewarding and addictive loop, always pushing you to that next run. The replayability is also extremely high, with such a high variation in tactics between the different characters. So now on to the controls. The controls, on the other hand, at their base are fairly simple. You can move with either the D-pad or the left joystick. Pressing a direction towards an object or enemy will initiate a hit. How many hits to destroy them depends on each type and will chain to each other of the same type of enemy or object in direct contact with the previous one. These chains are one of the biggest paths to success. When you're hitting an enemy, they will also damage you in return. For most characters, hitting a potion will return your missing health. The consequence of running out of health will either end your run in single stock mode or result in a penalty where blocks will drop freely while you respawn in unlimited stock mode. Adding depth to this simple gameplay will be the various effects of the relics and items, which can range from extra HP to shields, bombs, extra damage, and much more. Some items will have automatic effects, others have to be activated. Discovering these items and their synergies with the different characters ended up being one of the main appeals of the game. The beauty here is the basic system becomes quickly quite intuitive. What keeps you coming back for more is discovering the depth and variation between each run. And now let's look at the graphics and sound. On the graphics side, this is a departure from what we're used to from the Shovel Knight series' 8-bit inspired graphics, with instead an almost arcade-like feeling, yet nonetheless very recognizable. The sprites are big, bright, and colorful, very fitting to the puzzler style of game. There was also a nice touch where in the intro scene before getting pulled into the puzzle world, the cutscene looked almost 8-bit in style. Only upon getting pulled into the cube did the visual style change, really contrasting that this is a peculiar visual style to this world. Performance-wise, I came across no issues at all. Everything ran smoothly and looked great in handheld and docked mode. Text sizing on the screen also felt good in handheld mode, not having to strain to read. On the sound side, we are once again treated to a great composition by Jake Kaufman, who has been handling soundtracks since the beginning of the series, and he has managed to inject an arcade-like feeling, yet remain recognizable in style, and at the same time matching the new visuals. Overall, the transition to this new visual and auditory style is a success in my opinion, working great with the puzzle genre while keeping all the characters identifiable. And now for the verdict, and if this is the first time watching one of my videos, I just want to let you know my full grading scale is available down below in the description. And today, in the case of Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon, I'm going to be giving this game a 9, putting it on the low end of an excellent game. For fans of the Shovel Knight series who are open to the puzzle genre, this is a perfect transition, and really offers an excellent and addictive adventure while staying true to the whimsical humor style that the series is known for. Also, the choice to offer 2 alternating gameplay modes is perfect, offering a more approachable and laid-back experience for those who want it, while keeping the challenge up for those that are into a more intense roguelike experience. The price also feels very fair for what's on offer, with a game that has the polish we have come to expect from Yacht Club games. And I'm very glad they didn't decide to put the price point any higher. Basically, after seeing them able to transpose the magic of the Shovel Knight series in such a different genre, I'm really excited to see what's coming next. So now I ask the question to all of you, are you going to be picking up Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know in the comments down below. And on the way out, just as I said earlier, don't forget that if you did like the content, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel if you aren't already, and hitting the notification bell so you know when all my future videos come out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.